Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is what are we wearing? This age old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where fashion and function converge in insightful conversations. So I had all these cool news to share with you, but then the news about the tariffs and all the recent fashion news have been somewhat overshadowed by the implications of the new tariffs affecting the industry. And these tariffs, particularly on goods imported from China, Mexico, and Canada, are reshaping really how brands operate, from production to pricing strategies. With tariffs, I'm sure you've seen tariffs as high as 25% on certain imports. Fashion brands are facing increased costs that might need to be passed on to us consumers, which really is unfortunate. And this has stirred significant concern about higher retail prices and strained supply chains, pushing companies to rethink their sourcing strategies, possibly shifting towards more obviously domestic or nearshore manufacturing to mitigate those costs, but that's going to take time. And additionally, these tariffs are impacting the broader market dynamics within the fashion industry, influencing everything from the cost of structure of apparel and footwear to how companies approach sustainability practices, because tariffs also affect imported recycled or organic materials, which are crucial for eco-friendly products. And again, that's very important to me, as you know. And there's so many strategic shifts in the industry happening right now, especially this week, and it's emphasizing the need for resilience and flexibility in sourcing and production practices to adapt to this new economic landscape caused by tariffs. But the news that I was going to share, and I still want to share, that the Manolo Blahnik's new boutique in the Miami Design District is super cool. We actually went there. I went there with my friend Ella yesterday after we recorded an episode, and it's a new boutique. It's 2 floors. It's really nice. It's right in the middle of the design district. Go check it out. Zach Posen and Gap collaboration. I'm excited about that one. Zach Posen has partnered with Gap for a special collaboration. Promised to blend his high fashion sensibility with their iconic accessible apparel. So definitely going to be checking that one out, and we'll see if that's going to be affected by tariffs. And then Alexander Birdman, one of my favorite shoe designers, opened the store in Bell Harbor. I haven't been there yet, but definitely I'm looking forward to checking it out. Louis Vuitton FW25 Men's Pre-Collection by Pharrell Williams and is coming out, and it showcases a blend of Parisian sophistication and Miami's vibrant beach culture. Of course, Pharrell Williams will be doing that because he has so many things here in Miami, especially in the design district right next to the men's Louis Vuitton flagship store. And also, Louis Vuitton just opened a new Italian factory to enhance their shoe production, and it's located in Marche region of Italy. And again, they're probably gonna have to open more factories in Texas. I know that they have them now, because I think the Louis Vuitton I got last, it said it's made in Texas. So I was very surprised. But we're gonna see more and more of that. And here's some of my additional thoughts on the tariffs' impact on the fashion ecosystem. For the globally intertwined fashion industry, as we know, key markets and raw material suppliers are miles apart, and we actually may end up barefoot, believe it or not, because a lot of the shoe parts are manufactured overseas. And the tariffs, let's talk about more details, will impose 10% import tax on all goods, with worst offenders targeted with even higher rates. But let's dive into the numbers, especially when it comes to fashion. And the situation is far from glamorous, really. Let's start with our local market. Currently, over 98% of clothing sold here in the US, and I'm sure you know this, guys, it's imported. It's not made here at all. And the owner of like iconic Levi's, right? They closed their US factory in 2004. That was the last factory that they had here in the US. So there aren't many items more American than Levi's, and they haven't been manufactured here for the last 20 years. Not one pair. All import will now face additional taxes. How high? The EU market, with its established ecosystem of luxury brands, faces a 20% tariff. China, a global manufacturing powerhouse, will face a mind-bending 54% tariff. Bangladesh, 37%. Vietnam, a big footwear manufacturer, will see 46%. Pakistan, where most denim comes from, 29%. Taiwan, 32%. Disrupting the textile market, really. In India, another mass producer of all the textiles and all the organic textiles, all of that, 26%. Oh my God. We know the numbers, but what impact will this really have? Increasing end prices, of course, that's the impact on us, the consumers. The Birkin is going to go up by 20%. All of the stuff here is going to go up by 20% at least or more. First and foremost, tariffs will increase the cost of importing goods. These costs will likely be passed on to us, as I said. Businesses will need to find additional funds to cover expenses that are nearly impossible to avoid. This will result in rising consumer prices. Despite high average profit margins in the fashion industry, companies have their own cost structures and to manage, and it's extremely unlikely that they'll absorb all the costs themselves. So everything is going to be more expensive. Major players with healthy cash flow may relocate production to countries with lower tariffs, but that's difficult and costly processes, and it takes a long time. Countries hit with the highest tariffs are also those with the infrastructure to deliver what's needed: factories, freight hubs, transportation, etc. While relocation is possible, it's far from easy. Established supply chains may slow, and underdeveloped ones may be overwhelmed. For example, Argentina's 10% tariff. Are they ready to become a U.S. fashion manufacturer powerhouse? Are any of the low tariff countries equipped for such a shift? That's a good question. Let's see what happens, right? Impacting the minor players. Ironically, the tariffs may hit smaller players the hardest, which is so sad, because many local brands outsource at least part of their production to China or other East Asian countries, and their lack of resources, know-how, and scale to swiftly relocate or use other base willing to absorb increased costs. They also lack the negotiation power of Amazon and Walmart, who may shift some burden onto offshore suppliers, and their future is uncertain, which is deeply ironic. Tariffs meant to protect local businesses, right? But it's actually gonna cripple many of them, which, again, support them, please. Let's go support local businesses. And new clothes will be more expensive, no question. What does this mean for millions of Americans already on tight budgets? Yes, everybody is maxed out right now. The likely shift will be towards secondhand goods sold on platforms like eBay or Vinted and Poshmark. Real, it's gonna become even more popular to buy stuff because new stuff is gonna be way more expensive. These items already circulating with domestic ecosystem will be affected by tariffs. So as a side effect, their prices may also rise. So used goods are gonna be more expensive. Selling used clothes might become better business. Buying them a necessary move to stay stylish or like have clothes at all or shoes at all. Domestic market boost, probably not likely. There are reasons why production moved offshore. Lower labor costs, cheap global shipping, improved communications. It's now easier than ever to source from overseas. You don't need an office, just an email. So it's become really easy, and now we're going backwards again to make it complicated. And no matter how we try, U.S. living costs won't match Bangladesh's, nor will other inputs. Warehousing prices, internal shipping suddenly drop? No, they're not going to drop. It's going to go higher. That's why I find it unlikely tariffs will significantly boost domestic production, unfortunately. And in the end, the consumers are we willing to pay double for clothes just to be say made in the U.S. on the clothes? So think about that. Are you? willing to pay double. Again, I'm not even sure if this clothes is going to be available right away, right? So the conclusion is really that tariffs are a powerful tool capable of shaking entire industries like the one in fashion, and a global network of interconnected suppliers and markets throwing up trade walls is deeply disruptive, especially, come on, 98% of what we wear still lives outside our walls. So very interested to see what you guys think about this subject, this topic, and how it's all going to change. Everything, platforms, technologies. Please weigh in, leave comments, and subscribe and follow. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And in the meantime, stay fabulous.